Willkommen zurück bei Zodiac Trial. Im letzten Part ist Pick leider von uns gegangen. Ja, das war schon traurig. Wir glauben, es wäre für unsere Schule gewesen. Weil wir gesagt haben, dass Pick ruhig hacken soll, aber wer weiß, ob wir recht haben. Nach einer kleinen Investigation durch den Raum, wo sie gestorben ist, haben wir ein paar Sachen gefunden, die setzen wir zum Beispiel Kleber an der Tür, aber viel konnten wir daraus nicht machen. Und erstmal wird der Fokus woanders drauf gerichtet, und zwar auf die Karten. Let's think about who could have messed with the tiger cards. Horse and tiger, sheep and snake, and rooster monkey all couldn't have grabbed that spare card. Which leaves you, me, dragon, bunny, and pig. So then the killer has to be someone from that list. That would be my assumption. In that case, let's try and narrow things down a bit more. Pig's the victim, so she's out. You, me, and Bunny were all accounted for when the murder occurred, so we're out. Which leaves Dragon? You think Dragon's the killer? It's certainly what logic would indicate. I couldn't argue with Ox logic, but the idea that Dragon was behind this felt wrong. We had spent quite some time locked up together dogs. For her to be behind something like this? It didn't sit well in my stomach. I don't know, Ox. We might be making some bad assumptions. We might be. Which is why we'll confront her in private about this next round. Although, for now, we should probably get going. Emma, was los? This one's certainly almost over. And I think we've gotten all we can from this place. Agreed. Na, wo ist die Sirene? With that, we left the crime scene and made our way back to our computers. On the way, we passed by the library, which had its door completely shut. Hey, the doors to the library weren't completely shut like this, were they? I turned around. Ox was right. They weren't. I don't like where this is going. By saying that, I immediately walked right over to the doors and opened them. Don't be a corpse, don't be a corpse, don't be a corpse. Damn it. Lying down, blood gushing from his neck, was this pitiful figure. Rooster. Damn it! This can't be. Another victim? Seriously? How long could this go on? How long until this nightmare will end? Another death, another... Hold on. Oh my god, he's not actually dead yet! You're right. Quickly, we need to stifle the bleeding. Stifle the bleeding. Sprite into action. I rushed towards the rooster's body. I looked around for something to use and saw a box of tissues. It wasn't ideal, but it had to be. Had to do. I immediately took tissues out by the dozen and began pushing them on Rooster's neck, trying to do something to stop the blood from completely leaking out. Ox went in behind me and with a tape dispenser. He taped the tissues I was pressing against Rooster onto his neck. He used a copious amount of tape, to the point where it probably stopped mattering. After that... What else do we do? What do we do? I don't know if there's anything else we can do. It's not like there's any serious medical supplies around, or anyone with experience. Hopefully with this, he might not completely die before we get around. Although even that's optimistic. Once again, I could feel the weight of my heart. Even after trying to save him like this, Rooster would be... Quit it. Time was precious. Instead of moping, I looked around the scene. By the looks of things, Rooster had been stabbed twice in rapid succession on the left side of his neck. A bloody pen lay a few feet away from him. That must have been the makeshift weapon. The whole thing looked like a spur-of-the-moment conflict. Rooster was collapsed right next to a desk. I took a few steps back and looked around. A few feet away from the desk, a massive dictionary was left on the ground. I walked over and picked it up. It had quite a bit of weight to it. Mouse, what are you doing? Investigating. Are you? Yeah, I am. Are you? That's... Ox, a murder happened right under our nose. We were in this room just by here. And yet, someone ends up dead right so close by. And this time, there isn't a clear motive. If we don't do something soon, we're all going to die. Correct. People's lives on the line. Which is why I'm asking, why are you picking up a fucking book when a man is bleeding to death right here? It's not a book, it's a clue. Before we could argue one anymore, the 2-minute warning alarm sounded. Looks like we don't have time to discuss anything more. Looks like it. Let's quickly handle that, then get everybody back here. Agreed. And like that, the two of us ran down the stairs and down the hallway. I was making my way to my classroom when I noticed something the way Ox had noticed something earlier. Wie soll Rooster zu seinem PC kommen? I could have sworn the restroom wasn't actually closed all the way before. That was slightly propped open. I paused my jog for just a quick diversion as I looked in. Immediately, I knew what I wanted to check. If a restroom was used at this point, it would be used for one reason. Sure enough, I could see traces of blood having been washed away in the sink. I didn't have time to register that though. I needed to go back to my class. The computer turned on pretty much right away when I entered the room. I already knew I was just going to check pig. However, as I moved my cursor to the button, I did notice I did once over of the community table. Mouse of clubs, ox of diamonds, tiger of clubs, bunny of diamonds, king of clubs, snake of hearts, rooster of clubs, rooster of diamonds, rooster of spades, monkey of hearts, monkey of clubs, monkey of diamonds, monkey of spades. Wait, what? Before I could even double check what I had seen, my hand already pressed the button to check pig. The screen paused for a moment, then displayed 0 cards. And like that, I was left with emptiness. No, not emptiness. Room. A single piece of evidence may only be a spark, but if you make a spark in a room full of gunpowder, you could really stir shit up. I remembered a conversation I had with my dad. I asked him how he built a defense for a client. It's a lot like playing dominoes. Dominoes? Yes, dominoes. But I can play dominoes. Well then, you might make a great defense lawyer someday. See, first you have the evidence discovery period. That's where you learn all of the facts of the case. You collect testimonies, evidence, expert opinions, every piece of information, each one's domino being placed. You don't really see it at first, but they're all a bunch of dominoes. And at some point, you're going to get a domino that rolls. Something that doesn't make sense. You let that domino fall, and it's going to knock over another domino. And then one might knock over 2 more dominoes. And if you've done your job right, and you've collected all the information you needed, and if your client is really innocent, you should end up knocking over all the dominoes in one full sweep. I don't really get it. Well, maybe I'm being a bit too metaphorical about this. Basically, I don't really do a lot of work. That's not true. You work all the time. It's true. I collect a lot of evidence and find a lot of flaws to cite. But in terms of mounting a defense, I don't do a lot of work. I just keep an open and keen mind, and eventually, the prosecution's case won't fit together. And once I think about what the contradiction means, it will naturally lead to another thing. It doesn't make sense, and so on. I found that the truth has a way of getting out, like it or not. The only question is whether or not you're going to be receptive to the calls of the truth. That's right. I just need to be receptive to the truth. I had collected so much information through all of this. So many dominoes. It's impossible for so many things to happen without a pattern beginning to form. It's honestly kind of simple. First, I need to look at the parts that didn't make sense. Then, I need to make them make sense. And in order to make them make sense, I need to come to some sort of answer. And if that answer made other things not make sense, well, I just need to repeat the process until all the dominoes had fallen down. What do we call? Oh boy! Okay. The rules. Attention, attention, attention to all animals present. Please take a seat, face the TV, and put on your animal mask. The introduction is about to begin. Introduction? Okay, I guess this is what they mean when they said the Jennifer will appear, okay? It was just a projection, figures. What are you fucking staring at? What a lot of bullshit. Come on! At this point, you might as well just go along with it and hear what they have to say. Why do they want us to put on an animal mask, though? Who cares? Let's just do it. Agreed. After a bit of commotion, everyone complied. We all sat in the various seats around the cafeteria and put the animal mask over our heads. Once everyone had done so, the television flickered on. There before us was the Jade Emperor, leaning back on a chair. I couldn't tell where he was sitting. The room behind him was too dark. However, it seemed that this was a live feed. The Jade Emperor wore a mask which completely covered his face, as well as a green hoodie, jeans, and some gloves. I couldn't help but notice that by his left hand, I could see part of a butterfly tattoo sticking out. You all, if you have not realized, it will be the 12 Zodiac animals who will compete in my race. I knew it. Might ask why you are animals. There are numbers of good answers to the question, but to put it simply, you all live your lives with the awareness of animals. You go about day to day without a goddamn care in the world, peacefully moving onwards, never stopping back to reflect or apologize for your sins. You murder. Sins? What are you talking about? Oh, don't even pretend you don't know, you filthy, glory-hungry liar! You see, perhaps not all of you know it, but the 12 of you were the jury of a particular trial. Of course you weren't the actual jury. I don't blame them. What I mean is that each of you made selfish or stupid choices. Each of you were complicit. Each of you decided to help hang an innocent man for murder he did not commit. And this idea you all have that you just get to walk away from that and not look at what you've done is sickening. It's not fair. You all deserve a chance to be punished. You all must be tried. So this is what we're doing today. A Zodiac Trial. A trial? Do you mean to say there's going to be a case against us or something? Perhaps my word choice has given off the wrong impression. Initially, I had an idea more similar to that. However, I think instead we shall settle this with a race. A race fitting for the beast you are. What are the rules to this race? Finally, someone is asking the proper questions. Please take a look at this display. As you can see, your travel elements are lined up on the left, going from the top button and all the may also notice there are 24 space between the starting line and the aim of the race was used to tablets provide to move your animal to the finish line as quickly as possible. So that's what these are for. Before continuing, I think it would be pertinent to address a certain rule you will find important. Genau. Each tablet may only be operated by its owner. Additionally, the owner must be alone in the room while using it. If you operate your tablet with another person in the room, or if someone else operates the table, you will be executed. God damn it! Dismaying but expected announcement. The far assault. You think you can call me that? Oder kein, for you see each of your necklaces are outfitted with a different voice. Okay, an sich gehen wir jetzt mal alle wichtigen Teils mal durch. May push of a button, knives on the sides of the collar will come out, cleanly slicing your neck open, leaving you to die. Okay. So, ja, wir werden sterben. Okay. Aber nur wenn wir die Ringe brechen. Okay, nicht ohne Grund. Okay, senseless murder. Wenn wir alle uns benehmen, kommen wir alle raus hier. Was heißt das? Die 12 roten ran. Wenn alle 12, wenn nicht am Ende des Spiels am Ende ist, wird sterben. Jeder runter 5 Minuten. Wenn was okay. Wenn die es nicht machen, sterben sie. Und danach am Ende Runde. Die Optionen sind die Rennen. Dann gibt es Abilities. Dann informieren, genau, dann Confess. Und am Ende noch. Und dann. Und am Ende kommt noch, genau, einfach nur Item oder so, oder? Genau, das letzte, was kommt, ist Item, genau. Aber jedes Item kann einmal eine Runde benutzt werden. 24 Item der Schule, 12 Minor, 12 Major Trinkets. Okay. Jeder kann das nutzen, wenn die wollen. Das ist der Grund, genau. At the end of each round, after all the animals have taken their checksums, if any animal have made it to the finish line, the race will end. Those at the finish line will have their colors automatically unlocked and everything else will be executed. Wie es funktioniert, ist, genau. Da kommt Dog mit, hey Brian, I'm gonna ask you something. Brian? What are you talking about? Buddy, where is he? Where's who? You told me I'd be seeing my old pal Ollie here. But I'm not seeing him right now. What's up with that? Und dann hört er nämlich auf. Okay, Ollie. Okay. Dann kommt die Katze. Genau, da erzählt sie auch von wegen, wie das alles funktioniert hier. Die erzählen vom J Emperor, dass wir vorhin ihn getroffen haben. Dann kommt ein neues Ding. My fellow sinners. So it's thoughts on me, the cat who truly put you all to test. I'm sure you're a monkey. Du wirst nur bestraft. Fürs Reden. Okay. Ich suche gerade nach irgendwelchen wichtigen Sachen, deswegen. Ich werde nicht alles von mir vorlesen, das dauert zu lange. Aber ihr seht den Text ja auf der Bildschirm und sonst könnt ihr die Parts angucken, wo das schon mal erklärt steht. Mhm. Okay. Genau. Wenn ich die Mauskarte habe, 3 Punkte wert. Wenn ich aber die Ochskarte habe, ich dann 2 Punkte, habe ich 2 Punkte und so weiter. Wenn ich die Pferdkarte habe, kriege ich nur minus 3 Punkte. Genau. Mhm. 12 Runden, 48 Karten, 4 pro Krieg, 9 Karten. Am Ende wird nächsten 3 Runden 6 Karten. Warte. The first 2 rounds 9 cards will be dealt on the commune table. Next 3 rounds 6 cards will be dealt. The next 4 rounds 3 cards will be dealt. The final 3 rounds will commence without any cards being dealt. Everyone will have 30 minutes. The other one commune table will be spread. Okay. Wir können einen nehmen. Wir können eine entfernen. Wir können einen geben. Wenn wir mehrere gleiche nehmen, zerreißt sie. Können Set. Können zurücklegen. Give ist ja direkt geben und noch. Zuletzt das gibt es Check, genau. At the end of even numbered rounds, the current point total of every player will be put in this room. Points. Okay. Okay. Warte, was? Achso, okay, 9 Punkte. Ah, verstehe. Okay, ich verstehe es. Gut. Okay. Then I'm in timetable. First, horse entered one's office. Then sheep got to a desk. Then horse went downstairs. Tiger entered the window, shown to the right restroom. Snake entered the left statue in the lobby and washed down the left guest room. Snake claims to have monitored the event through the door window the entire time. Sheep moved the statue into the storage room. Rooster entered the room, geht zum Tiger. Krank und geht ins Toilette. Geht runter, um was zu essen. Sheep went down to the first floor to eat some breakfast. This is the earliest bone could be killed. Rooster returned from the restroom, the right restroom. We returned. Rose came and entered Bone's office. Left Bone's office. Snake received text asking to transport the statue from the storage room. Woher weiß er, dass die Statue dass sie im Storage Room ist? Der Typ hat den Sheep das gesagt? Ich glaube, mein Katze spielt mit irgendwas. Ja. Okay. Questions on the Zodiac Race incident. During I abducted, why were the 2 phones that could control the game? Why did Brian decide to do this in the first place? Why did Brian seem to know about the connection between Doc and Oliver Brown? Why did the Juniper react strangely to Doc's questioning? Why did the Juniper attempt to incite a fight between Dragon and Snake? If they planned to use that fight as a cover to execute the 2, why didn't they? Why was Ilud out of the building? Brian was inside and was wrecked with the explosion. Why did Brian decide to die inside the explosion? Bone's golden knife. If somebody has it, why is there no evidence on the black material ever used? The following cards were on this community table at the start of the first round. Mouse of Hearts, Ox of Hearts, Tiger of Hearts, Tiger of Clubs, Tiger of Diamonds, Tiger of Spades. Schon mal 6 Karten. Bunny of Hearts, Dragon of Hearts und Shake of Hearts. Das sind die 9. Ich klicke Mouse of Hearts. Ox claimed to take the Ox of Hearts. Tiger claimed to take the Tiger of Hearts. Bunny claimed to take the Bunny of Hearts. Dragon claimed to take the Dragon of Hearts. Snake claimed to take the Tiger of Diamonds. Horse claimed to take the Tiger of Hearts. Sheep, Tiger of Diamonds. Rooster, Tiger of Spades. Monkey, Tiger of Spades. Pig claimed to check Snake, who didn't have a card at the end of the round. Was Sinn macht, weil die ja zerrissen wurde durch Sheep. That's on the community table at the start of the second round. Mouse of Clubs. Okay. Die war forschender, oder? Ne, die ist neu. Okay, Mouse of Clubs ist neu. Ox of Clubs ist auch neu. Ox of Diamonds ist neu. Bunny of Clubs ist neu. Bunny of Diamonds ist neu. Dragon of Clubs ist neu. Snake of Hearts ist geblieben. Rooster of Hearts ist neu. Rooster of Clubs ist neu. I gave the Mouse of Hearts to Tiger. Ox claimed to give the Hogs of Hearts to Tiger. Tiger claimed to check Ox, who reportedly has no Katze. Ja, macht Sinn. Bunny of Hearts to Tiger. Dragon claimed to give the Dragon of Hearts to Tiger. Snake claimed to check Dragon, who reportedly had no cards. Warte, kurz gucken. Ich gebe das Heart of Tiger. Das ist dann... Wie viele Punkte war es mal wert? Ja. Ja. So. Da. Okay. Tiger wäre für mich 1 Punkt wert. Okay, das wollte ich nur wissen. Okay. Das wollte ich jetzt haben. So, Tiger hat 6 Punkte. Das heißt, von mir hat sie 1 Punkt. Von Ox hat sie 2 Punkte, sind 3. Von Bunny. Okay, das ist Bunny of Hearts. Müssten auch 2 sein, also 5. Dragon 6. Das passt. Das passt, ja, das macht Sinn. House Damage Check Bunny, ja, okay. Dog reportedly had 1 card at the end of the round. Das ist die gegeben wurde. Das passt auch. Pig, okay. Pig did this round, no one thought to check. Oops. The end of the round 2, people had the following scores. Mouse 0, Ox, genau, das passt ja. Weil Dog hat -1. Das ist die Karte von Tiger. Und dann haben wir Mouse of Clubs, Ox of Diamonds, Tiger of Clubs, Bunny of Clubs, Bunny of Diamonds, Dragon of Clubs, Snake of Hearts, Rooster of Hearts, Rooster of Clubs, Rooster of Diamonds, Rooster of Spades, Monkey of Hearts, Monkey of Clubs, Monkey of Diamonds, Monkey of Spades. Okay. Pig expressed interest in hacking a computer to find out who the mastermind is, or to contact help. When Snake checked the crime scene, the door was locked. Snake then went down to a room with Bunny and Rooster. When the Snake went down, Bunny left. Snake stayed with Rooster. Soon after Bunny left, he joined up with Monkey in the library. After some time, I joined up with Ox in the classroom on the 2nd floor. Everyone else's whereabouts are unconfirmed. Nobody else has an alibi. The door to the room was blocked by a bookshelf, which Bunny moved out of the way. In the dark, somebody knocked me over. It's possible other people were knocked out in the way as well. Bunny tried to leave the room. It was stuck. Pig's body is lying in front of a computer. This golden knife stone. Okay. Hands were taped over the windows, duct tape from inside the room. The books were taken off the bookshelf before the bookshelf was swapped over. Like the east before they knocked over. Ich habe das Gefühl, das point alles auf Snake. Oder? There are traces of glue on the inside of the door, as well as high up in the crack between the door and the doorway close to the door's hinges. Rooster is still alive. The left side of Rooster's neck was stabbed twice with a pen. A heavy book was lying on the floor nearby. Ox was with the entire set, so Rooster was last seen alive. First floor bathroom. Das klingt alles wie nach Snake. It is button to help advance mouse reasoning. If you're stuck, it's okay to ask for a hint. But once you get a hint, try pondering for a bit before asking for another. What? The important thing to note is the presence of the Tiger of Clubs, das ist sicher. Since it appeared in the start of round 3, that means somebody plays it down at the start of round 2. But considering the scoreboard, how is that possible? Die Sache ist, Tiger. Das müsste man haben, der von Tiger gegenüber liegt, der 0 Punkte durchkriegt. Und nach meiner Logik... Oh, warte kurz, ich gehe kurz zurück. Ich habe gespeichert, von daher passt es schon. Ich möchte einmal kurz zurück an den Anfang gehen. Da müsste es dann sein. Ja, aber das ist weit schon. Upsi. Upsi. Da ist es dann. Ja, okay, also macht so weiter eigentlich. Das passt schon, das geht schon. Das geht schon klar. Das ist okay. Da kann ich leben. Bisschen vorspulen. Ich will mal dieses Bild haben. Von dem. Von der Darstellung. Da. Okay. Gegenüber von ihr ist. Also warte. 3 Punkte, 2 Punkte, 1 Punkt, 0 Punkte. Snake! Ich sag ja, das zeigt alles zu Snake. Ich wusste es. Ah! Ich wusste es, zeigt alles zu Snake. Ah! Ebenfalls. Wie kann Snake diese SMS bekommen haben, die sagt, hey, hol das Ding mal aus dem Schuppen raus und bring's rein. Das passt nicht. Und woher soll er wissen, dass das Ding im Schuppen stand? In dem Storage Room. Das könnte ja auch draußen gestanden haben oder bei ihm im Zimmer. Und dann noch, er war auch der erste, der sagt so, ja, das macht doch Sinn, lass mal ein bisschen zuhören. Snake ist komisch. Ich glaube, es ist Snake. Snake, irgendwas stimmt mit ihm nicht. Ich sag's, irgendwas stimmt mit Snake nicht. Was genau das heißt, weiß ich nicht, aber irgendwas stimmt mit ihm nicht. Aber was sehen wir im nächsten Part? Denn ich werde erstmal hier aufhören. Im nächsten Part gucken wir mal, was meine Ermittlungen herausgefunden haben. Außerdem war Snake Forscher am Ort. Das heißt, er kann alles gemacht haben und ist dann gegangen, zusammen mit anderen. Vielleicht hat er dann noch, hier, Booster angegriffen. Wer weiß das schon. Das sehen wir beim nächsten Part. Von daher, bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao. Überlegt ihr selbst noch ein bisschen und schreibt in die Kommentare, wer glaubt, wer es ist. Schreibt in die Kommentare. Tschüss.